maybe in five
Because
minutes.
you told me that it will be started
At
at 9,
9.
right?
Yes, yes, okay.
Because I'm engaged in another activity.
Okay, then.
Hello, Professor. So,
Good
let
morning.
me
How are
introduce.
you?
Yeah, how are you? Yeah,
Very
good
nice to see
morning.
you. Oh, you're the
Yeah,
head of the department?
yes, thank you so much. And I am representative of our team right now. I'm Albari, head officer in agricultural department in Faculty of Animal and Agricultural Sciences. Thank you so much for your kindness for us to spend your time for us in this morning. So you are in a very busy schedule, but still consider us to have time with us. Thank you so much.
It is always very welcome, especially for the contact from Anas, that are our former exchange student between
Oh
Indonesian
yeah.
universities and Kesesat University. And at that time, I was the dean of the faculty agriculture,
Wow.
and we have
Yeah.
exchanged so many batches of students,
Wow.
including Malaysia, the
Mm.
Philippines, and also the key universities in agriculture from Japan. I think
Oh
this is very
yeah.
good program. That is, I think in the near future, if you are interested, we can
Mm.
join on this program and sending the
Thank you so
students
much.
on either side.
Thanks a lot, Professor. So it means, I think Anas is a young staff in our faculty, and he really enthusiastic to go abroad and to
Mhm.
find a new thing. And this month, I think Anas may go to Kasetsat University again. I think, or maybe to another.
Yes, actually, at the end of this month, I will go to Kasetsat to meet the
Yeah.
Professor Tani Sriwangchai to
Okay,
trying to initiate the exchange program as well as the joint research with several lectures. Actually,
Mm,
very good, very good. We are in
yeah.
the same building with Tani. Dr.
oh,
Tani,
okay.
he used to serve as my associate dean for research,
Wow, yeah, thank you so much for
and
your
now he's a dean.
kindness. Yeah, we try to find uh, opportunity again in the near future to collaborate with Kasetsat University. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
and yeah, very welcome. And your university is very well known in
Thank you.
agriculture, especially in animal science.
Thank you so much.
That is very well known. I think there's so many activities, starting from co-teaching, research, and international exchange for our students and also the faculty staff. That is
Mm,
all I mentioned are possible at Kesesat University.
yeah, thank you. So in as international university, Kasetsat University also well known, very well known university,
Thank you.
highest higher rank than
It's
our
just like up and
university.
down.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so Mr. Anna, so would you please to start soon? Yeah, because we need uh, do another activity. So I think it is appreciated if you may start on time, maybe about 3 or maybe 3 minutes.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Anas, could you please? I don't hear your voice.
Anas, your microphone is turned off.
Okay, so maybe first I would like to introduce Professor Suket profile first before Professor Suket can start the lecture. So please, operator, share Professor Suket CV.
You can make it short. I'm not so important.
but really important for us, especially you are as a head officer in CRK. So we know you well, but our student also should similar acknowledgement with us.
Okay, so Professor Sukyat
And PhD actually from
Agronomy, Faculty of Agriculture, Kasetsat University. He finished his PhD from North Carolina State University, United States, and he also finished his master and bachelor in agronomy department, Kasetsat University. His expertise is on the integrative crop physiomolecular.
I cannot hear you. But that's okay. If you can hear me, that's okay.
So, Mr. Anas, so can you hear me?
I think he has a problem for the internet.
Yeah, I think just stop. Sorry for this inconvenience.
That's okay. I can wait.
Yeah, so Professor, I have a friend. The name of my friend is Somwipap Wangmani in Kasetsat University from food technology, I think.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, he is my classmate
Oh,
when
okay.
I studied in Japan.
I see.
Yeah.
In which university, sir?
In Kagawa University.
Kagawa. Oh, that's why you have a very strong connection with Kagawa.
Yes. Yeah. So, do you have a plan to visit Japan again?
In 1 year, we have so many visits.
Oh.
I just came back from Japan a few weeks ago, but the university when talking about the undergraduate study, we have the TUAT, Tokyo University of Technology.
Oh, wow.
And
Very
we
good
have
university.
Hiroshima, we have Tsukuba, and
Tsukuba. Yeah, I know.
another university very close to Tokyo. I cannot remember. I cannot recall the name. And
so I know why the rector chose you as a research and creation in Kasetsat University.
and we have very strong connection. I think for the activities of the international relations, if talking about Japan again alone, there might be like nearly 30 university a year.
Wow, 30. Great.
Yeah, that we run the activity together. Anas, are you ready?
Yeah, I think ready.
Maybe he's gone.
Hello.
Yeah, you can continue.
I'm sorry, I need to change the device because the previous device has some problems.
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, let's continue. So, Professor Sukyat actually
Lost connection again.
I think I don't mind to introduce myself. you just changed the slide for me.
Yeah, I think so. Please wait for a moment. I think soon he will get repaired. Yes. So Anas, you raise again.
Okay, I think it's too efficient the time. It's better to just start with the Professor Sutket lecture. So, Achan Sutket, are you prefer to share the slide by yourself,
Yes,
or we
yes.
can help?
I would like to do that.
Okay, Achan. So for the co-host, please stop share screen.
Okay, thank you.
Achan, can you share the slide?
Can you see my screen? Hello?
Hello.
Anas, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Uh,
Hello?
Anas, so I called you.
Not
Can-
yet, Prof.
Okay, you cannot see my screen yet. Okay, hold on.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Your
once you
screen.
able to see the screen of Professor, so would you please to ask and to inform us? Then Professor may start the lecture.
We cannot see your slide, Achan.
Well,
So Anas, so can you
Prof.
hear me?
Prof. Suket, can I may help you to screen the
okay. Why don't
document?
you help me to share the screen? Okay. I think there shouldn't be any problem, but I don't know why.
I think so. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So the preparation since yesterday, I thought there was okay.
Okay. All right. Can you bring up to the full screen for me, please? Is it a full screen now? Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sutkat Nakasatian from Kasetsart University. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me now?
I can hear you, but
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
So Miss
Very
Dian,
clear.
clear.
Okay. From the request of your university through Mr. Anas to ask me to give a presentation today, I'm so honored that you give me the opportunity to give a talk this morning, especially for the younger generation of your students. That I think it's a way that we can exchange and expand the knowledge among the ASEAN university. And this is very good activity that I do admire. And from the topic you gave me of revolutionizing agriculture by the cutting edge smart farming technologies for every scale, it seemed to be very big for me this morning. And next slide, please. I think the way that I realized that why we try to develop the smart technology to assist, especially for agricultural system, is by realizing about what's going on around the world, especially the disaster that you can see from the slide that are from the America continents and Asia continent. This is just in 1 year of 2021, and you can see many incidents happen around the world. When the disaster happen, it causes a lot of losses, not only economics but also to the human life. Next, please. And for the occurrence of disaster that you can see that there's so many damage, like from drought, from earthquake, from flooding, and so many incidents, so many disasters that happen that affects on agricultural production. And also when we talk about the loss in agriculture, it is not just on the production, but it's also related to uh, economics of the economy of the country as well. Next, please. And for the for the economic loss that you can see from 2001 to 2021, when the losses like this happen around the world to our country, to Thailand, to Indonesia or our neighboring countries, it really affects in terms of the development of the countries. It's slowing down, and another way that the government have to put the efforts of trying to uh, remedy the situation by putting the budget or the money instead of using the budget to develop in other things. So for repairing and for fixing the problem that caused by the disaster is a big amount each year. Next, please. And for us, like what we are in the agricultural sector, for the information that I would like to introduce, that you can at least like every few months just look at what's going on around us in Southeast Asia or in Asia, especially for the younger generation, the students. There's so many useful information like from FAO or from the Southeast Asia weather monitoring system. And when the disaster occur or the crisis occur, that just a few years ago in agricultural uh, sector is about 23%. To me, there are so many sectors involved in our life, but to the population of our country like Indonesia and Thailand, it really affects so many life in agricultural sector. And in overall picture, for the impact of disaster and the crisis in agriculture and food security is around 23%. Next, please. So you can see from this slide that for different kinds of losses, so the major is from the drought, and recently in Thailand we just have the earthquake, and Indonesia you have so many kinds of experience as well for the hazardous types. And for the storm, for the hurricane, from the flood, the cyclone that happens nearly year round, it really depends on the situation. So we never know what's going to happen. Next, please. And this is just want to show you that it is very good website that you can use to monitor or to see the number of losses that caused by different events of flood from the wind, from the drought or tsunami that occurs in Southeast Asia. Next, please. And comparing among the countries in Southeast Asia, that you can see from 2012 to 2022, about 10 years, Indonesia seemed to have faced with the disaster event more than any other countries in Asia. So, how can we develop or use our knowledge to protect or to monitor at least for what will be happening to our life, especially for the agricultural sector? Next, please. And this is just show you the timeline from 1815 to the recent event that I already gave you the handout, so you can look at what's going on and what kind of event, what kind of disaster that happened in our life nearly about 100 years ago up to now. Next, please. And for the useful information that you can see the events that happen nearly year round, it really depends. And once the damage happen like this, how can we cope with it? How can we solve the problem? How can we make ourselves prepare? Next, please. Next, please. That is the same thing that I already mentioned. Next, please. Next, please. This is happening in the Philippines. And this is just last year in Thailand. Next, please. And also the problem sometimes is kind of common between the borders, like in Thailand and Malaysia. Next, please. And just about a month ago, that this is the major damage that happened in Thailand, but the major damage occurs in the city that is in Bangkok, not so far from my university and my house, for the buildings that collapsed. But now they are trying to evacuate all the rubbish from the site. Next, please. Next, please. And by the event that happened, especially in Thailand, that when we start thinking about doing the smart monitoring system or the smart agriculture, how can we develop the system? The important point is about information or the data. So we're trying to come up and combining the big team working together. Next, please. And like the information like this around the world, the snowstorm, the wildfire, the all kind of damage. That's not only in Southeast Asia but around the world, because when it affect everywhere. Next, please. And for the changes in the climate, there's a system that we can monitor, and we can see what's going to happen in our area. This is what I want to give you the background of all kind of information that we should be aware of. Next, please. And in this near future, when we come to the agreement of the net zero emission, that is another aspect, another challenge in our country, especially in agricultural sector. Like by 2050, that in Thailand we are going to launch the policy of the for the and 2065 going to be the net zero emission of the greenhouse gases, and for the 2050 is a carbon neutrality. I would like to give the take-home message to everyone, especially for the youngest generation, to the students, that in your generation that we have to really cope with this kind of change. When talking about the net zero emission, how well we aware, how well we prepare ourselves and also our country, uh, because this is going to be the big problem, especially for the agricultural production, for the import and for the export of the agricultural products. For this policy, that's going to be adopted around the world. We cannot stand alone, so we have to realize about this kind of change. Next, please. And getting close to our life for the major event that has been happening, like African swine fever that happened in the pigs, the cassava mosaic virus, the fall armyworms in corn, and the rubbers, and the high price of fertilizer, the high price of feed, the animal feeds, and all kind of policy that's been changing. That is like all this. If we translate it into the same pot or the same uh, data bank, you can see that we can have a bunch of data. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Okay. From what I just share with you about the all kind of information of the disaster, information that happening in our livestock, in the plantation, in different kinds of species of the crops. It is not the event just come and go. It will come back every year. It depends on what it is going to be. However, if we try to gather the people to work together and also the information that we can share and also utilize it, visualizing and also doing the analytics of information is going to be very useful for the future to protect the damage, to aware of the damage, and also to solve the problem, not only from our side but also from the policymaker, from the government, from the professor, from the university that can use this kind of information. That's why Kasetsart University, by our team, led the big project called the Agri Big Data about nearly 8 to 9 years ago, by the joining of the other 7 lead research university in Thailand. Next, please. Next, please. You can see that allowed us for the. Could you please go back to the previous slide? Okay, the reason that why we are doing this when talking about the agricultural angle, talking about the production risk, the ecological risk, the socio-economic, and also the market. We are in agriculture. I always say to the people that with the knowledge and technology that we have, we still can produce, especially in Thailand. But the more challenge is how to keep the environment in agriculture to be clean and to maintain to the level that is meet up to the standard. It is going to be two sides. One is for the green and one is for the clean or the white side. So that's why we have to well prepare, especially for agricultural production in Thailand in all sector, in the livestock sector and also in the plants and also for the integrative pest management. Related to the farmer's life, the farmers, when they produce, yes, in some part they can use for the family consumption, but mainly they must be able to sell their products. How can we assist them? How can we help them? How can we set up the better logistic? How can we set up the marketing system for them? How can we help them to get the good price when they sell their products. This is really the big issue in Thailand, and I believe that it also happens in every country in Southeast Asia. Next, please. Next, please. So we build up the data bank that the data can be starting, the effort is from the beginning, 8 to 9 years ago. We try to gather all information. And I believe at your university, you have a lot of information as well. Just try to gather information together. But this is the way that we have to work together. It is not just like standing alone. You need a team effort. It is not in effective agriculture. You need like engineering in data science, in data engineering. You need the economics. You need fisheries. You need forestry. You need environmental science to work together. So it is very big project that we got the support from the government. And the another important point, I believe that in Indonesia, that you are talking about this kind of development, especially in agriculture as well. We're talking about a precision agriculture. How do you understand that precision agriculture? If you don't have good information, how can we do the precise agriculture? How can we come up with a model? How can we save the fertilizer application? How can we set up our planting date precisely to avoid the damage that might caused by the late of the rainy season, or to avoid the heavy rain during the flowering period, something like that. This kind of coming from the data that we are working on. Next, please. Next, please. Next slide, please.
It's still loading, Ajahn.
So this is like just to represent the idea that who gonna do agriculture in the future. When talking about the current farmer generation, the average age, I think it is more than 60 years old. I don't know that is the average age of the farmers in Indonesia. But we are talking about using the technology, and also the farmers' profile of each country will be changed. And it becomes sooner or later, especially for the people who will be responsible for the work in the farm, the labor problems, the knowledge that need to be applied into the farm production. So this will come to us sooner or later, but it will come very soon. It is not only the side of the supply that we are trying to develop the knowledge, but also the demand is also increasing in terms of the technology and how to save the cost of the production. In Thailand, for using the drone for spraying, it increased like maybe 30-40% for now for the rice farmer, because it really save the money, and also to minimize the contact of the chemicals to the user, and also saving the money in terms of the um, fertilizer or the chemicals being used in a farm. Next, please. Next, please.
I'm sorry, sir. You got it.
That's okay. This is for the professors and for researchers who are joining the seminar today. That are when you are working with data, you cannot do it alone. From this picture, you can see that we have 8 universities. We have the different departments under the Ministry of Agriculture and also across other ministry like Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Natural Resources, the GISTA that using the satellite and all kind of images, and also the private company. That means when you want to develop this kind of big project, you need the project manager to to run this kind of thing. It is very big. We have to work very hard to get this thing ready, especially for, starting from the proposal and so for running the project. Next, please.
Not start. I'm sorry, sir. It's gonna.
And for your university, are you working closely with the Ministry of Agriculture?
Yes, so especially the new program, sir. This is the Prabowo President program. Maybe
Mhm.
you know that national program, food, high nutrition food.
Yes, yes. I think that's very good.
Yeah, hopefully we also get involved in this program.
Mhm.
So recently we start that program. Yeah. Okay, so I think the slide has ready to start.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Next slide, please.
Semester, penugasan terstruktur 60 menit per minggu per semester, kegiatan
Next slide, please.
menit.
So I think if the slide is on me, I think it will be good.
I think I still can. I think that
Lapangan, praktek kerja, penelitian, perancangan atau pengembangan.
Okay, Miss, the next slide, I think, after this slide.
Magang,
okay.
pengabdian masyarakat sekitar 170.
Okay. For the development of the big data for the agriculture, that means, as I already mentioned, that we have to really work together with the big group of people, and also the technology being used to support. But the most difficult part is how to get the data. We are able to develop different kinds of application, but the starting from the downstream of how to get the data, we got to train the farmers, and also we have to communicate with them. We have to use the extension workers, and we have to use our partners in every and when you start doing this project, please start like in a small area, not like the whole country, otherwise it's going to be the big headache. Next, please. And by having the small because I think you already have the handout in your hand. um, from the single application, we combined nearly 30 applications. So it come up as the AgriPro. That is our big transformation. That was like 5 years ago. Composed of the smart system, like satellite system, we use the satellite image, and we use the that can monitor the growth and development of the plants. We can use the image by the drones as well to monitor the growth and development. Like in the picture, we can plan the flight and we can fly over the canopies and process the image and review and then take the action, especially when the damage occur to the plants. From the slide that you can see, like from the area, you can see some missing plants. This is from the oil palm plantation. And for the topology, the either high and low that will cause the water logging. How can we drain the water out of the land? And when the damage occurred to the plants that caused by the insects, and we can use the plant health with the green and red vegetation index GRVI to monitor and manage in our farm. This is from our research station. And for the missing trees, like in palm oil, in oil palm, or in rubber trees, or in other high value fruit trees that we have to replant or we have to damage, this eventually we can use it to estimate the yield from the plants. And for the new physiology aspect, we can use this image to estimate the canopy volume by not really to have to like direct measures of the plants. I give you many examples in the plants, but we also do it in animal as well. Maybe next time, I just want to give you the idea for what we have done in the plants for this lecture. And for the meteorological data, that we can use the mobile weather station that we can collect the data automatically. We cannot use the very big or far away weather data to do the precise or the precision agriculture. And by developing applications that I already mentioned, that we are able to develop so many applications these days. Even the high school student, they can do the applications. But the problem is how to make it work, how to make it friendly, how to make it useful. And for the robotics, for the AI, that become very useful these days. And lastly, for the terminal for data visualization, this is very important. After we can visualize the data, we have to do the analytic develop to be the model, and then this model can be used to predict or to assist the production aspects of the farmers. This covered in plants production and also in animals that we are now using. And we also use this for the country already, for the Rice Big Farm project, that we have to gather all kind of information, starting from planting to harvesting for the farmers. It is a lot of work, but the country will have very useful information that how the farmer start their planting dates and how what kind of varieties they use, how much fertilizer they apply, what kind of problems they have to face, especially for the insects damage or the from the any kind of plant pest. If you can imagine, like per one farmers, you collect the data from them like 200 or to 300 data input. If you have 1,000 farmers, if you have 1 million farmers, if you have 5 million farmers, how big of data that can be used each season? This is going to be the treasure of the country as well for the future use. And we can come up as the best practice and the best model, and becoming the best model. And the farmers can learn from each other, and as well that we are able to learn from the farmers. It is not just us that to provide the knowledge to the user, but the user can provide us or teach us as well. And now we are at the point of developing our knowledge and our technology to the new platform called AgriSpace. AgriSpace is like from the journey starting from 2014 up to now is nearly 10 is already 10 years to becoming the super application that being called AgriSpace. I'm not so sure that how much have you done on this, but I guess there are some development related to what I'm just saying for the big data platform at your university. And I'm more than welcome if you want to exchange and learn, especially for the visit, for the coming visit of Mr. Anas to the Faculty of Agriculture, that you can talk to our dean about this. And for the AgriSpace, sorry that this is in Thai, but we use the satellite image to monitor the growth and development. And by using the satellite name Sentinel-2 from Europe. And from this platform, it is used for farm administration. There are going to be two parts for the application for the farmers and also for the dashboard. And for the application, it needs to be installed. And what I just want to share with you for the overview of the dashboard, that it can be used to monitor, for example, the number of farmers, the plantation areas, and also the how much they can produce, and also how much they can sell. If you have like 50 farmers, 100 farmers, you can see what's happening in the same season at the same time. And this used in our faculty that we have the national corn and sorghum, also one farm in Korat province. And we have the farmers that are working with us in the project of the sweet corn. That is so useful that we have this kind of dashboard. And for the map view, that we can see how many farms are working and how many farms are practicing on what kind of knowledge. That you can see like the different patches of the lands, the green, the red. What does it mean? The green one, that means they are running the activity, and the red one is like the empty land. Because for the sweet corn, we have to manage them for the farm rotation to produce the sweet corn being sent to our corn mill factory. This is one of the success case that happened in our faculty. And another difficult part is for the normalization and for the interpretation and working with the farmers, making them to understand why they have to do this. And Anas, now I'm moving to the next part of the, climate data. That we also work with the Utah State University, and by the professor there, and also the network with the university in Taiwan, in Korea, and in other countries as well. That just want to give the examples for the climate that happened in the US that has also been changed. In this case, for the corn production, that you can see from the red line, there are some dots that are off from the red line or the average line, like in 1988, in 2012, that the average corn yield becomes so low because of the weather crisis, especially the drought. And in the past, we can use like the plant breeding program to assist the production or come up with the new varieties But with the climate change that comes unexpectedly, and we can't really predict it so well. So the farmers have to install the irrigation system instead of waiting for the new varieties being produced. For this kind of problem that you can see that the development of the science and technology by using genetics and into engineering and into data. And once the problem is solved, you can see like the blue spots becoming more and more. That means for the area that are not damaged uh, when talking about the corn production in the United States. And different kinds of data types, like in the cartoon picture, from the atmosphere to the activity on the earth. And this can be translated into the like the historical weather data to the up to now, and to we can reconstruct the data from the past as well. And how can we have the climate data that from the everywhere that it is called a reanalysis, and also the seasonal forecast, that means forward looking and versus the past, putting them together. And by having this from like the rainfall, the soil moisture, the temperature, the sunshine duration, wind speed, humidity, evapotranspiration, solar radiation. This is not just for the plants, but when we're talking about the animal farms, we can develop this kind of practice into the farm production as well. And what we can do, and with our system, we also develop like the GPT plugin. The GPT plugin, it is we can make it smarter and smarter, and by using this kind of analysis that we can up with the forecast. But you got to have the expert working with you, and we are setting up the new center. It's called Kasisat University Center for Climate Intelligence. The name is kind like a Gucci, the brand of the famous the luxury bag or belt or whatever called Gucci, but this is KUCCI called Gucci. And as well, that I mentioned earlier, that we need friends to work together under this project. Coming to the last part, that the technology and innovation are needed. We are not just like only study or doing research. We have to be able to transform it or to transfer our knowledge to the user, especially uh, to be able to make higher value of the products from what we do our research. And that is to make like the investment on research becoming more valuable. We can see many examples. What I'm going to say that there's so many critical situations that happening or occurring around the world, like Israel, that they are like very dry, like lots of desert in their area, but they are the leader in agrotechnology industry, and they can sell their technology around the world, like the dripping, the irrigation system. The countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, or in Southeast Asia, we are so resourceful, and we just have to do better from what we already have. For the country like they don't have, like Saudi Arabia or uh, in the Middle East, now they are running a new project called uh, the Saudi Green Initiative. They are going to have their first piece of forest plantation. Then they are doing that. Although it is very difficult, but with all kinds of change around the world, they have to try to stand on their own feet rather than depending on the import of the food from other countries. Very close to us, like Singapore, very small, just one province of Thailand by the area. by filling the land or all kind of technology being used, Singapore also have the project to produce their own food, not only for the plants, but also they are rejuvenate the knowledge in fisheries. Maybe you know already because you are closer to Singapore than us. But from the exchange of information of the professor from the NUS, that are trying to have more and more of the fishery researchers, especially for doing the farm in the sea. Like from this picture, like when they fill the land and making it green again and for the production and all kind of change of the land that used to be uh, fertile, it can be changed to the desert as well, like becoming desertation area. Like all kind of advancement in technology can be integrated, the knowledge from medical science, from engineering, from statistics, from environmental science, from social science, from laws, from policy can be integrated. We cannot stand alone, as I said several times already. But how can we work together as a team, not only from your university, from other university in Indonesia, from different departments, from other ministry, from the private sector, and as well across to other countries, like you are coming to Kasetsart University, and hope one day that I can visit your country and your university again to re-emphasize on our knowledge as the agriculturists and agricultural researchers. How can we transfer, can we utilize our knowledge to make it high value? The value creation can be created. It is not for the sake of economic economies, but this is for the sake of our farmers, our agricultural land, both in Indonesia and in Thailand. This is the value from us to give to our country. Thank you so much. That is like from my talk, and sorry for the inconvenience about the presentation. All right, I think it's a time that we can exchange the idea.
Okay, thank you so much, Ajahn.
Sorry that if it goes so fast, but I think that it's going to be more useful if we can using the points from my presentation to exchange the idea.
Is it okay if we have open discussion? The question, Ajahn?
Sorry, can you say again? I cannot really hear you.
Okay. Is it okay for us to have a discussion session
Sure.
1 or 2 questions?
Sure.
Okay. So, is there anyone from the audience, either in Zoom or in classroom today, have any question? So please raise your hand, and we will provide you opportunity to ask a question.
If not, that I would like to share with you, especially for the students who are attending this talk, that in some part that if you don't understand, you can get back to me or to Mr. Anas to communicate with me. But I would like to encourage you. It's not only just we want to study or focus on our science and technology, like in animal science, in plant science, in food science alone, but we have to know about how to manage the data, how to integrate and working with other people. Because from what we are working, it's just a part of the development that the future needs our information. So to be able to understand the data science is very important. It's going to make higher value for your career. So if you, like a professor, if you can come up with the short course in data science, and it and its application in agriculture is going to be very useful for the students.
Thank you so much, Ajahn, for the valuable insight that we need to work together. We need to not only learn one subject, but we need to integrate various subjects in order to create a more sustainable future, more better practice of understanding our value, and as well as the integration of technology. Because as you said in your lecture, I think it's much better if we work together rather than work alone. And it is also very important to improve the value of knowledge through utilization or utilize our knowledge into more technology that can be used by so many other people, and it will be very helpful for everyone that use our technology or our innovation. So is there any question, ladies and gentlemen, in Zoom or in the class?
Yes, Mr. Muhammad Ijaz, right?
Okay, please unmute yourself and open your camera, Muhammad Ijaz, please.
Hello.
Okay, thank you, Mas. I want to ask, my name is Muhammad Jazubha. I'm from agroecotechnology. I want to ask, why does the agricultural sector require a holistic approach that includes aspects of production, ecology, socioeconomics, and the market? How does the interconnection of these four elements determine the success of sustainable agriculture in developing countries like Thailand?
Oh, that is a very good question. That like I think we are talking more and more about the sustainability. We are talking about the SDG. We are talking about the ESG. Then by integration of the knowledge and putting all kind of knowledge and the teams together, and by sharing the resource um, in terms of knowledge and data, becoming more powerful in terms of development. Um, by having this kind of knowledge, I think that it's gonna uh, make our agricultural production more successful, and gonna be the database of the country, especially in terms of sustainability. That when talking about the conservation or the scale of the application for the field resource, for the labor being used or the chemical being used, or this kind of knowledge, I think that it can become more uh, environmental friendly. That is very important for sustainability. uh, I would like to share one project that I'm going to do with the big company in the United States. In animal, they are producing the chicken. They came to me and asking, I said, "Well, you might come to the wrong person. I'm a professor in crop science, in agronomy." He said, "No, I want to talk with you because I need to develop the corn production system for the eco-friendly corn production system, because it has to be calculated starting from the feed industry before the feed being used for the animals, any kinds of animals. So otherwise, if they don't do this to becoming the good system from starting from the crop production before using as a feed in animal farms, it has to be all these kind of parameters will be used or to be calculated uh, for the the policy that has been announced, especially for the net zero emission of the greenhouse gases. So all kind of integration is very important.
Thank you so much for the answer, Ajahn. Mr. Muhammad Ijaz, is there any feedback or you want to ask more? Or is there any other question from the participant, please?
Thank you.
So there is one student here that would like to ask. I will ask her to come in front. So it's okay, you can come here.
Chris, you can come to the front of the class. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Prof. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sitina Insuripia. I'm from Agriculture 2023. I have a question. You mentioned early about issue in agriculture, especially especially about pricing. What do you think could be done to deal with price fluctuation and keep things more stable for farmers? Thank you.
Sorry, what kind of problem that you said?
Okay, you mentioned early about issue in agriculture, especially when it comes to pricing. What do you think could be done to deal with price fluctuation and keep things more stable for farmers?
Okay, to me, I still believe in science and technology that the knowledge has to be very good, especially starting from the university, from the professor to the students, and also to all levels of the applicants, like the Ministry of Agriculture or the private sector. And the best part that I'm trying to solve and trying to convince the policymaker in Thailand that we need more extension workers or the extension officer to be able to translate the knowledge onto the farmers so they can understand and they can practice very well. And other than what I just said about on the human side is on the technology side. Now we have the AI, artificial intelligence, we have advanced technology. As I mentioned earlier, that it is not so difficult in terms of technology to develop all kind of advanced tools being used in the farm or any practices. But the important part is how to make sure that we can use it more efficiently and we can really translate our knowledge to the farmers more precisely, and also for the more expensive tools, how can we make the sharing system that to make it more accessible for the farmers? I think and another aspect is on the data dashboard that can be used to monitor what's going on, especially in agricultural production. That is from my idea to make it success.
Thank you for your answer, Prof.
Thank you so much.
So is there any other question, guys? Okay, please come to the stage.
That's very good that you have many students that want to talk to me.
Yes, Ajahn.
Thailand, they are so shy.
Actually, in here too.
Please, hello, how are you?
Yeah, good morning, Prof. My name is Sabrina Aulia Putri, a second-year agroecotechnology student.
Mhm.
So, according to the fact that Southeast Asia shares many similarities across its nations, including the strong connection between rural communities and agriculture, I would like to ask how prepared is the digital infrastructure in Southeast Asian countries to support the adoption of smart farming technologies, particularly in rural areas?
Okay, that is very good question. That I think it depends on the situation of each country. For example, like in Thailand, we have 77 provinces and more than 5,000 sub-provincial level and about 70,000 small villages. I mean, before become we call tambon before the village level. And for the internet connection for the on the hardware side, that the government try to provide this kind of network around the country, and it becomes more and more useful and being able to be used for in many area, that kind of remoting area in the country, that is from the internet. But in this near future, we might be able to use the system from the satellite, from the famous guy from the US that he produced the car too. So if we can do that, and to make it more accessible to the farmers, that it's gonna become thing more effective in terms of AI and also the advanced technology. But before to that point, as I answer to the previous question, the mechanism that we already have in our country, we call the agricultural extension officer or the extension agricultural uh, uh, workers. This is going to be another key person group that can fill in the gap to be able to transfer the knowledge to the farmers. And for the mobile phone that the farmers already have, you got to have to come up with the incentive, like when they provide us with the information or the easier tool or the easier way to communicate, instead of typing the information into the telephone. How can we make it more friendly? Can we speak? Can we send the pictures more faster with no cost if they want to do this for the national platform? Something like that, bit by bit. And what we also have done by using the middle school and high school students to get involved, and also the teachers and the private sector working together in the rural area as a group, as a community. And when you starting new thing, it cannot change in one day or 1 year. We got to show them very good example and also very successful case, and they will believe in it and they will follow. That is always like how we do, how we practice in agriculture, making the lead group, like the using the lead farmer participatory approach.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer, Prof.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ajahn, for the very precise answer, actually. And our student here is very happy. And is it okay if I have one more student to ask question, Ajahn?
Sure.
Okay, so please come up.
You have two more on the screen. You have Alif and Fatima, right?
Yes, but I think Afif and Fatima maybe will be the two last question. Asan, is it okay for you?
Okay, okay.
Okay, so Fatima and Afif, please wait a moment. So there is one question first from the stage.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Professor Gail. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask, good morning, Professor Jet. My name is Felicia Sifa Anzahra, a second-year agrotechnology student. I would like to ask, what are the challenges faced in implementing smart farming technology in Southeast Asia, and what are possible solutions? See that there are still several developing countries in Southeast Asia. Thank you.
Can you repeat again? The voice
Okay.
is kind of breaking up. Can you speak closely to the microphone, please?
Okay. What are the challenges faced in implementing smart farming technology in Southeast Asia, and what are possible solutions? See that there are still several developing countries in Southeast Asia.
Okay. The most challenging is for the making the process for the learning before adoption. We have to be able to show them for the useful information or the useful technology being used, and they can make a decision to accept it and then eventually to adopt it to be used. And in our country, another problem is about the continuation budget support from the government, especially for the university and also for the ministry. And for the fluctuation of the policy, especially in terms of support on the budget, it really caused a slowdown of the development in terms of technology. And also the problem on the farmer side that um, we need to equip them more and more with the knowledge. We are expecting we like so-called the smart farmers, but what kind of tools that we can use to help them, to assist them, um, uh, that I think the government have to pay more attention. It's not this is also the problem for Thailand, that to be able to connect to the community working closely among the farmers. And also this is for the current generation, and for the future generation that going to be become more and more for the younger generation. How can we make the system more friendly, and also to make it uh, more attractive for the younger generation to do farming or agricultural production, because this is very important. One thing that to keep in mind, that our countries like Indonesia and Thailand, we are so resourceful for the agricultural production. How can we maintain it? How can we convince the people to get involved more and more? Thank you.
Thank you for the answer.
Yes, Fatima.
Fatima or Afif, please open your camera and ask first. I think Fatima first.
Hi, Fatima. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mister.
Thank you.
Thank you for opportunity. First of all, my name is Fatima Nuraini. You can call me Fatima.
Okay.
I want to ask, beside government support the
Budget.
the budget and then the machine, how support government to solve the problem in Thailand?
Actually, it really the big picture that the government do in Thailand, like trying to come up with a big project on this and that. But it seems to be the bottom up, like from the university level, or the people who are the brain of the country to lead or to guide and give the direction to the government rather than the government tell us what to do. So, like the professors and the researchers and students like you, I think we can do more for our country rather than depending on the government. No, I don't think we don't need to really depend on the government. We need to lead.
Yes, Achan, I think so. Because relying on the government is like we are not doing an effort in order to change ourselves. So, yeah, working with ourselves and helping each other, it's much more essential rather than just waiting the government to spend some budget for helping us. I think that that's not really sustainable in the long future. So,
And
yeah, I think
adding more to Mr. Anas, that we are in the university, we are researchers, we are faculty members, that we are developing the protocol or the lead products. We are not able to produce a lot like the industry. So we use our thinking, our brain, our knowledge to help our country. That is, that's why you have to study hard.
thank you so much, Achan Sutket.
Okay,
Afif?
Mr. Afif, sorry. Hi, Afif.
Hello, sir.
Yes, how are you?
Okay, so for so let me introduce myself. My name is Afif Alfabila. I'm second year student of agricultural technology at Diponegoro University. So, while knowledge and innovation have advanced among the educators, the question remains: what will become of laborers who are at high risk of being replaced by these emerging technologies? Moreover, many of them face significant challenges in adapting to such technologies advancement, like their IQ or their abilities, etc. Thank you.
I cannot catch what you said nearly at all. Anas, can you help me?
Okay, Professor. So actually, the question is, how can we adapt the technology to the farmer directly? Because sometimes the farmer doesn't have a proper education, so it's hard to implement the technology to the farmer. So what should we do to solve that?
Okay. Before we are moving to the very high tech, there's another level of transferring technology we call demonstration. But has to be the real demonstration in the community that the farmer can learn and we can share to them. That is another bridging before really implementing the very high tech. And for founding or establishing the strong lead groups of the farmers are so very important to show the knowledgeable group of people to show that how successful that he can do. And also on the technology side we have to demonstrate and applying the knowledge onto the training. That's why this day we have the scheme of the lifelong learning and also the lead skill and the up skill. And we just try to develop the way to convey our knowledge to the farmers. And once they are ready, it's going to be less difficult in terms of transferring the very high technology to the adoption for the farmers. Thank you.
Mr. Afif, is Professor answering your question?
Yes, answer, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Afif's question will be the last question in this morning lecture session. So, before closing the lecture, I would like to ask Professor Subkat to give 2 or 3 sentences as closing remarks. And also, maybe, is there any opportunity for our student to do exchange student in Kasetsart, maybe, Professor?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for attending the lecture this morning. And I have to apologize for some kind of the technical problems that we cannot really have a more interactive talk this morning. However, for the exchange program between Thailand and international universities, we have done all our life, especially to our Indonesian friends, our partners, university. So we can set up the MOU for exchanging students together. And in one university from Indonesia called they come
UNS or UGM?
Not UGM,
Bogor.
like Bogor, but there is one university that they send students like 10, 15 each year to stay with us for a month for the real training, that we can do that as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Achan, for the closing remarks.
And
before
for the closing, the real closing in terms of
okay,
self-prepare for the near future, especially to the young generation, emphasizing on the students that the knowledge alone, sometimes it can help you to understand what's going on and what you can utilize it for your future career. But in the current situation and also in this near future, the team efforts is becoming more and more important, and especially working together, assisting each other, making the team stronger and stronger, not only in Indonesia, in your university or among your friends, but making new friends, making the positive power, the positive output and becoming outcome. I think that is for our region of Southeast Asia and for the world. I think it becoming more real and real. It is not just for yourself. You just have to work for the world, because the world is getting smaller and smaller. That is my take-home message to everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Achan Subkat, for the wonderful closing remarks. So before we end this lecture, I would like to take picture of everyone, both in Zoom and in the classroom. So please, everyone in Zoom, open your camera. Don't be shy. Open your camera, and I will count to 3 before I'm taking the screenshot or the picture. Okay. Okay, please open your camera, everyone. Or if you still have problem on opening your camera, I will wait just 1 minute. Okay, so I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Please hold your smile. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much everyone for attending this morning lecture. And I hope that from this lecture, you get so many knowledge, so many motivation on that we need to work together. We need to work from now and to make some impact for the better future. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you so much, Professor. So see you again in the next.
Thank you so much, Achan Subket.
Thank you.